thank you so much for joining me today to discuss AED donations and their importance to you. Would you just introduce yourself? Tell me a little bit about where you're from and your company.
My name is August Larson, and I am from AMN Healthcare. We're a healthcare staffing company. We provide nurses, doctors, physical therapists, occupational therapists, even ultrasound techs, respiratory, pretty much anything, any kind of healthcare worker in a hospital. We staff them on contracts. So basically we provide emergency type staff for hospitals all across the country.
How did you become aware of Living for Zachary's mission?
Well, it's actually kind of personal to me. I'm really close with their family. Kim and DJ. DJ is one of my best friends. Went to college together, and so that's how I met Kim, of course, through them. And then so I'm close. Karen, I'm close to their family.
This has been something that's been important to you for a decade now, longer?
Yeah, roughly about, I was trying to figure that out. I was asking Kim and DJ that the other night. But I think it was, roughly about 10 years or so.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
So on the topic of AED donations, how did that sort of become like a passion for you? How did your company become involved with AED donations and Living for Zachary?
So good question. So one, me, essentially, I've always, I've kind of started to get involved, started going to the gala roughly about 10 years ago when it was still downtown. And so I just thought, man, I mean, my company's in healthcare. Living for Zachary is about cardiac arrest and heart. They have, they work with Baylor Hospital. That's a client of ours as well. So I was like, this kind of fits in perfect for us. Plus, my company was looking at the time, we didn't have a ton of local like charities and things that our company worked with in the Dallas area. Our main office is in San Diego. And of course, we work with the big ones. We donate to, Susan Komen and all of that. But we didn't have a very big, I guess we don't do a lot within our own community here where we have our second home office. So that, again, I was like, well, this is perfect. So I went to our, above me essentially, and just kind of started to plug, and then was able to get a donation for them to at least provide a table at the gala for our company. So we started that way. And then, then of course I'm like, well, I want them to do more. So I started that. And then after a few years, and it got some more awareness like through my organization. And so then I started to pitch other things and thought, well, an AED would be awesome, something else that we could do. And especially with talking with Jessica and Kim, that we could put our name on it. So that helped me to kind of sell, like, hey, we can get our name really out there in the community as well. And this is a great way to save lives. I mean, what better way to kind of do that? So then I was able to kind of get that added in. So every year we've been doing a table at the gala and then AED.
Wow. So your company would you say that this has become something that is like a recurring theme for your company, that you're consistently trying to donate these AEDs? Is that something that's become important for your company?
Yeah, for sure. So we've done, I want to say 5 years in a row that I've gotten the AED. And so, and of course I'm like, well, that's just the minimum. Now that's the standard. And then, but yeah, I would definitely say it's become a standard. And I'm pretty sure in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, there's only a handful that we work with, but that's Elfer's is one of them. And there's a lot more kind of awareness around it, which is good.
Well, we're honored to be one of the ones that you choose to
it's awesome.
Every year. So have you yourself or anybody in your company, have you been able to be involved in the selection process for AEDs of who will receive them?
So a couple things around that. I haven't. I know I've talked with Kim and DJ and Jessica just around that, and I've kind of just told them, hey, y'all pick something, but I would love to go and give it away. So and be there. So we did that. I've done that once when we donated to the Boys and Girls Club in Fort Worth, which was awesome. So I got to go and present to that. And then there's a couple that comes with us that I work with to the gala, and I'll kind of pitch it to them that they have kids, in Frisco going through the school. So they're like, hey, we want to do one, and can we pick and put it in their school? So they actually did go through that process just recently, actually. And of course, I guess there's a process of calling the school, making sure they don't have one. There's like an application or something. There's some process around it. But I haven't been 100% involved in that. I've been pretty open with Kim, like wherever I'm good. So.
But you have been able to go, at least on one occasion.
I have gone, yeah. I've gone twice.
What was that like for you to go and meet the kids? I don't know if there were kids there. Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. What was that like?
Yeah, so I was hoping there were going to be kids there, but there wasn't. They were doing a CPR class. So before the class started, I went in there and gave my pitch about L4Z and some of the statistics and stuff, and then presented it. And then I also did it. There was another one. It was this one it wasn't necessarily part of AMM, but it was in my community that L4Z gave an AED. And so I presented that one too. But as far as the company, I've only been one time on that one.
Okay.
Which was, the Boys and Girls Club.
We hear a lot of times from companies, we hear them ask us quite often, how can we get involved? What's a way for us to start off? But a lot of times companies will want to start off small. And maybe they're not ready to sponsor an event. Maybe they're not quite ready to take that next step. What would you say to a company that's considering getting involved in terms of AED donations? What has that been like for you, and why would you recommend that?
They save lives. I mean, what more could you ask if you're going to donate money or be a part of an organization? Saving lives there's really not much better than that. And there's so many stories that we've seen over the years where the AEDs have saved lives, especially teens, so kids. That's another big piece for me is, I just think about it all the time when I go to the gala. It's like every year there's stories just like, oh my gosh. And now having kids of my own, I'm like, man, I hope wherever they are, there is an AED on site, because it's just within minutes, to save someone's life. So there's not a better way to donate or than to be able to do that and say that, hey, your AED saved lives, yeah.
Well, you're one of the people that's making it happen for so many kids. And I think you've donated either 4 or 5 AEDs at this point. So
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, to think about the number of thousands of children probably that are impacted, and adults too, is really incredible to think about. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for your impact that you're making in the company.